February, March 2026. Many schools have been reaching out to us asking if we could help them with printers and associates. What does the most was that the schools themselves offered to contribute half of the cost. It truly showed that they are beginning to understand the importance of equal participation when it comes to genuinely developing a community. While we were exploring options for a school in Manikada village, situated in Jagannathpura municipality, we came across a very good deal. A supplier from Kolkata, India was offering the Epson L6460 printer at a very reasonable price. We requested him to pack it very carefully and send it to the Nepal border. Thankfully, he packed it beautifully and securely. A few days later, the printer finally arrived. We completed the customs process, opened the package and carefully checked whether everything was in proper condition. After inspecting everything, we packed it once again, even more carefully this time because it still had to travel deep into the mountains. For this school, we also purchased 2 reams of A4 paper. Along with the printer and paper, the school had also requested 10 long mattresses, which are 2 feet wide and 25 feet long. We packed all the materials together and sent them by truck up to the main road. From there, everything was transported to the village by tractor. Thankfully, all the materials reached the school safely. The staff members became extremely happy. Sri Mahadev Secondary School, Manikada Village, Jagannathpura Municipality. The first thing we showed the children was the long carpets. Their excitement was truly heartwarming. Until now, they had been sitting directly on dusty ground. But now, they finally had something clean and comfortable to sit on. They kept touching the carpets again and again, smiling and enjoying the softness and quality of the chatai. After that, we began setting up the printer. We opened the carton and explained all the hardware components to the teachers. We also taught them how to properly fill the ink tanks. While we were explaining the software and different functions, the electricity suddenly went out. The power kept coming and going repeatedly, but we had already decided that no matter how long it took, we were going to complete the setup that very day. The computer teacher was especially eager to learn everything in detail. We taught them how to connect the printer through Wi-Fi and also install the mobile applications on 3 teachers' phones. They were genuinely amazed that printing could happen without any wires. During the setup process, the students brought fresh oranges for all of us. It was such a sweet gesture. We felt their warmth and affection. Despite the constant electricity cuts, we continued working patiently, and that evening we finally finished everything around 8:30 p.m. Apart from the printer setup, we also shared a lot of software-related knowledge with the computer teacher. Some things we already knew ourselves, while for other things we quickly searched online and learned together on the spot. We also helped Sri Bhairavnath Secondary School in Jera village, situated in Swami Kartik Khaparura municipality, with an Epson L3210 printer. First, we contacted an authorized Epson dealer in Nepal and requested their best possible price. After purchasing the printer, we carefully checked it for any physical damage. Along with the printer, we also bought 2 packets of A4 paper and arranged transportation for everything through a truck. After nearly 2 days of travel, all the materials safely reached the school. The staff members were very happy. At this school, we didn't really need to teach much because the teachers were already well informed. They had even installed all the software themselves before we arrived. Phaita Vaune village, located in Swami Kartik Khaparura municipality, has a school that goes up to grade 8. They also requested support with a printer, 8 reams of A4 paper and 1 pen drive. We searched for dealers and managed to find 80 GSM paper at a very good price. For now, we purchased 50 reams in total, transported them to the warehouse and stored them properly for future use. For the printer, we again selected the Epson L3210 model because the school in Jera village had already shared very positive feedback about it. It is also easily available in the Nepali market, which makes future servicing and ink availability much easier. We packed the printer, 8 reams of paper and the pen drive very carefully for the Phaita Vaune school. After that, we sent everything by bus, making sure the packaging was secure enough for the rough mountain roads. 2 days later, all the materials safely reached the school. The staff members became extremely delighted. They already knew how to use the printer, so there was no need for us to explain the software setup. They handled everything quickly and confidently on their own. A Across all 3 schools, the cost of the printers and A4 paper was shared equally, with each school contributing 50%. The remaining half, along with all transportation and logistics expenses, was covered by us. Some more updates regarding our other support projects. The oil making machine that we installed about a year ago is still functioning very well. People from many nearby villages have been coming there to process oil from their own seeds and crops. It has been truly beautiful to see the machine helping so many families within the community. Recently, we visited again to inspect the condition of the machine and its different parts. During the inspection, we noticed that the heating section was not being cleaned regularly. Because of this, oil residue had slowly built up around the heater area. We contacted the factory and asked whether there was any special chemical solution for cleaning it. However, they explained that no specific chemical is used for this purpose. Instead, they emphasized that the villagers need to remain attentive and clean the machine properly after every use. We also noticed that the main screw of the machine, one of the most important parts responsible for oil extraction, had worn down from the top. We discussed this with the factory technician to better understand why it happened and how such damage could be prevented in the future, especially because replacing the screw is quite expensive. The technician explained that this usually happens when seeds are not cleaned properly before processing. Tiny stones, dust particles, and other impurities often get mixed in with the seeds, and over time, these particles slowly damage the screw. After examining the condition of the screw, the technician recommended replacing it. The villagers agreed to invest in a new one, and together they successfully collected the required amount. We then handled all the logistics ourselves, arranging everything from Surat, India, clearing it through Nepal customs, and finally sending it all the way to the village. We believe that over time, the villagers will continue learning more and more about these machines. Some parts will naturally wear out or break eventually, but the entire journey itself is becoming a valuable learning experience for everyone involved. We also faced some issues with the 2 voltage stabilizers that we had provided along with the domestic flour making machines. One of these stabilizers did not work at all during installation, most likely because some internal wiring became loose during transportation by tractor and truck. The second stabilizer stopped working during the wiring process itself, which was actually our own mistake. We brought both stabilizers back to the main town and took them to a skilled technician for inspection and repair. Mr. Abdul, a very knowledgeable technician, carefully opened both stabilizers and checked everything thoroughly. He explained that in one stabilizer, only some wires had come loose, while in the other, a small component had burnt due to incorrect wiring during installation. He asked for around 2 hours to repair both units. After the repairs, he tested each stabilizer one by one using a motor to check their performance under electrical load as well. We found him to be a very experienced and well-informed person. Mr. Abdul also patiently taught us many important do's and don'ts, especially regarding what to do if any wiring issue happens again in the future. First, we traveled to Mahati village in Jagannathpura municipality and installed the repaired stabilizer there. This time, we were extremely careful with every electrical connection. Thankfully, both the flour machine and the stabilizer started working perfectly. After that, we traveled to Drukot village in Swami Kartik Khapparura municipality and installed the second stabilizer in the house where it had originally been damaged during transportation. Mountain houses are usually very small with low ceilings and extremely narrow staircases. On top of that, the stabilizer itself was very heavy. Somehow, with great difficulty, we managed to carry it inside safely without causing too much shaking or damage. Just when we were about to begin the wiring work, the electricity suddenly went out. What should have been a simple 5-minute task turned into a wait of almost 3 hours. Before making the connections, we needed to properly check the neutral and phase lines, so there was no way to continue without electricity. Finally, when the power returned, we quickly completed all the wiring. We tested both the machine and the stabilizer carefully, and everything worked beautifully. The villagers became extremely happy seeing the system finally running smoothly. We truly feel that these voltage stabilizers will protect the motors for many years and bring a lot of ease and happiness to the villagers living high in these mountains. Namaste.